Hi and welcome back to my channel. This is my second entry on human perspective. The human perspective, for those of you who haven't yet seen my first video on this, is a web series or a vlog that basically just documenting my personal journey dealing with depression and social anxiety and how I am what I am doing to battle the condition. So the last video that I shot on the human perspective was in April the 2nd, and today is June 7th, and yeah, it's been a while. So I have achieved certain milestones in the last couple of weeks. I've been going out a little bit more frequently than I used to, and I wouldn't say that I am done dealing with the issue, but it's something that is it takes a while for you to get to where I am. I think compared to my last video, I think outlook wise I look better than I looked in the first video. The first video was very plain, boring, and basically there was no glow. And you can tell the difference. The difference is the last time I was really down and under, but I am beginning to rise, and there have been some very noticeable changes in how I run my daily activities. I have decided to, take on more outdoor assignments, and these have forced me to interact more with people outside and get to, catch up with my friends and talk about their day-to-day lives, and also get to experience something different from what is within my four walls of a home. Today I'd like to briefly hint on what I have learned doing the whole journaling and self-reflection on the issue of depression. One, I have learned that I have not been taking very good care of myself. Back in the day when I realized that taking care of myself is a fundamental thing that determines how stable I am going to be mentally. I remember during the time when I was working out, I had a very consistent workout schedule. I'd work out like 4 times a week. I realized that I had an upbeat attitude about everything and how I approached the assignments I was given, how I approached people. My posture when I was talking to people was way better. When I stopped working out, everything started going down the drain. So one, I have not been taking care of myself, and this is on me. Number two is I put a lot of focus on what I think people think about me. I put a lot of focus on the kind of internal criticism other people have about me, and this is something that a lot of people do, and with time it affects you in very many ways, mentally negative. I focused so much on what I thought people think about me, and I forgot to actually take an active step and for the kind of people who were close to me, I did not go the extra mile and actually ask what they thought about my work, what they thought about my presentations and everything else. So some of these mad conversations would usually go in my head, and it just drives me crazy, and with no time I find myself shrinking inward, which is something that has caused me to be very depressed also. I realized that I was not giving myself enough time outside of my home. There was a particular week where I was out all week I even went to parties. I joined my friends for drinks. We'd have proper conversations. Someone called me up, "Oh, Sandra, I would like to take you out for lunch," and I would say yes. As opposed to the last couple of months when someone would call me and say they'd wanted to hang out, I'd say no, because I did not love myself or like myself enough then. That brings me to the next point. One of the other things that I've realized that have caused me to be very depressed is the fact that and I'm going to be very honest, I don't love myself enough. That's it, I've said it. I don't love myself enough. Because if I did love myself enough, what people say, what people write about me, what people think about me would not matter or would not affect my mental state in any way. Believing in yourself and loving yourself is key to healing. That's one thing that I have learned this year. Believing in yourself, loving yourself, listening to your body is key to a healthy mental state. This is something that I have had to learn the hard way this year. And I've also realized that I have not been very honest with myself on how I feel about certain things and how I respond to them. I've realized that I adopted a character of avoiding conflict. And in so many ways, this avoidance strategy that I took on from the time I was a teenager to my 20s has led to me holding in a lot of unresolved rage towards certain people and certain things in certain situations that I find myself in. I find myself, reacting to certain people in a way that is not honest to how I feel about them. And this with time has allowed for toxic people to find their way into my space. I allowed that. I'm not putting the blame on anyone else. I allowed that. And consequently, that has led me to be very, very depressed about the kind of circles I have found myself in. One of the reasons why I find myself very depressed is because of the circle of people I find myself in. Every single day, when I need help, when I need an honest opinion, I look through my contact list. And many of you are going to relate to this, by the way. How many times do you look at your contact list and you cannot find a single person with whom you can actually share a problem with, and they're going to be honest with you on what they think the solution should be? When I scroll through my phone, I find that out of 100% of the contacts that I have, there are about 250 contacts on my phone. I cannot call any one of them. I cannot open up to any one of them. But maybe also, those are the kind of, relationship foundations that I created for myself. I have not been expecting enough of the people around me. I have constantly given and given and given and given, and I got to a point where I was drained. I got to a point where I felt like I was working to solve everyone's problems, but there was no one there when I needed for my own problems to be looked into. So, in the last couple of days, I have had to throw a lot of truth bombs at myself. It has been very excruciating, but it is a very necessary process for me to go through if I am to heal and if I am to stop feeling the social pressures that cause me to be very anxious. That is a positive step that I have taken this year. The other thing that I would like to share with you is your mindset is very, very crucial when dealing with depression. The other years when I would fall into a depressive phase, I basically not want to get out of bed. I basically lost interest in any social activities. I want to go to work, get my work done, and leave. Go straight home, straight to bed. And the cycle continued. So my mental state while dealing with the depressive phases that I was in was not the correct one. So this year, what I decided to do is I decided to use my depressive phase as a self-reflection time. The times when I would sit in my house and I'd feel myself being sad, I'd take out my notebook and I write, I am sad. And then I would figure out, what am I feeling? I feel like I can't be loved. I feel like I am not pretty enough. I feel like I am not good enough. I feel like I am not the kind of person people would like to share their lives with. I feel like I am not. And the feeling I am not continued. Now, once I am out of that phase, I come back and read my journal and I'm like, really, is this how I truly feel? I say, yes. So how do I change this feeling? Feeling like you're not loved enough. Have you tried to let people love you? No. Have you tried to let people into your space? No. So what do? We go out, we let people into our space. And that's exactly what I did. Today I am feeling much better because I took the deliberate decision to self-analyze, if that's the thing, and look inward for all the solutions that I need for depression. Not a lot of people are going to let you in on their lives or what they're going through in the depressive phases. But this is my process, and this is working for me in a certain way. And every day when I wake up, I know the first thing I have to do, make my bed, stretch, drink something, eat something, and then, let the day take its course. And I'm very, very happy that I'm actually doing this. And I hope that me sharing my experiences will help someone, a Ugandan girl, a Ugandan boy out there who is dealing with the kind of depressive phases that I deal with. This kind of information is not readily available for us young people in my country. So I know it's going to be a bit intrusive on my end, on my personal space, but if I can save a life through sharing my stories, maybe that was my purpose to begin with. I know that every time I fall into a depressive phase, there is something that I missed. And I'm beginning to see that now. There is some particular thing that I did that wasn't in favor of me that I did. And now it's coming back to bite me. So I look back and I've been trying. You see, from the time the 2019 started, I've been working to make things right with myself first. And I have decided to intentionally choose myself every single day. It's slowly changing the way I see myself. It's slowly changing the way I define love, self-love. It's slowly redefining the way I see beauty. I mean, these days I notice a lot of things about myself, and I look at myself in the mirror, and I'll notice. I'll take notice of the little things. I will take notice of the frowns. I'll take notice of the weight loss. I'll take notice of the weight gain. I'll take notice of everything, and that is slowly changing my outlook on things, and I'm grateful. I think I've been mumbling a lot, but just in case this video series speaks to you and you would want to join me in sharing your stories dealing with depression as a Ugandan or as an East African or as an African, feel free to reach out to me, tell me your story. If you have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comment section below. Also, do not hesitate to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Stay blessed, be happy, and can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm really happy I am. Love yourself no matter what. Love yourself.